Welcome back to Wise Rulers, the channel where history's greatest minds come alive. Today, we're diving into the later years of one of the most brilliant and misunderstood inventors in history, Nikola Tesla. From visionary breakthroughs to a life marked by isolation and struggle, Tesla's final decades were filled with mystery, innovation, and untold stories the world needs to hear. Stay tuned as we uncover the genius, the hardships, and the legacy he left behind. Let's get started. Post-Wardenclyffe period, financial struggles and pursuit of innovation, 1906-1920s. Following the closure of his Wardenclyffe Tower project, Nikola Tesla made persistent efforts to revive funding. He continued to correspond with financier J.P. Morgan, and after Morgan's death in 1913, Tesla appealed to Morgan's son, J.P. Jack Morgan Jr., in hopes of securing financial support. These attempts, however, did not yield the needed investment. In 1906, Tesla established new offices at 165 Broadway in Manhattan, aiming to raise capital through the commercialization of his patents. He continued relocating over the next 2 decades. Metropolitan Life Tower, 1910 to 1914. Woolworth Building, briefly, left due to high rent. 8, West 40th Street, 1915 to 1925, where he operated while essentially bankrupt, with most of his key patents expired and limited income from newer inventions. The Tesla turbine and industrial collaboration. Tesla remained committed to developing his bladeless turbine, an innovation he believed would revolutionize mechanical engineering. On his 50th birthday in 1906, he publicly demonstrated a 200 horsepower, 16,000 RPM turbine. From 1910 to 1911, several turbines were tested at the Waterside Power Station in New York with outputs ranging from 100 to 5,000 horsepower. Tesla later collaborated with Alice Chalmers Manufacturing Company in Milwaukee, 1919 to 1922, working alongside Hans Dahlstrand, the firm's chief engineer. Despite promising theoretical performance, engineering difficulties rendered the turbine impractical for large-scale use. However, Tesla successfully licensed elements of the design for use in luxury car speedometers and precision instruments. World War I and legal entanglements. The outbreak of World War I significantly disrupted Tesla's income from European patents. The war also introduced him to new legal and political arenas. When the U.S. Marconi Company sued the German Telefunken Company for patent infringement, Telefunken enlisted Tesla as an expert witness, paying him $1,000 per month for 2 years. However, the case became moot after the U.S. entered the war in 1917. In 1915, Tesla himself filed a patent infringement lawsuit against Marconi, claiming that Guglielmo Marconi's 1904 U.S. patent for radio transmission infringed upon Tesla's own 1897 wireless power patents. While Tesla's suit did not advance, the issue resurfaced in 1943 when the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in a separate case that Tesla's, Lodge's, and Stone's patents had priority over Marconi's. This decision, however, did not challenge Marconi's status as a pioneer of practical radio, but nullified specific patent claims to prevent Marconi's company from demanding government royalties. The 1915 Nobel Prize controversy. A notable episode in 1915 involved conflicting Reuters news reports stating that Tesla and Thomas Edison were jointly awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics. Days later, it was clarified that the actual recipients were William Henry Bragg and Lawrence Bragg for work in X-ray crystallography. Rumors circulated that Edison and Tesla each refused the prize if the other were to receive it, due to mutual hostility. Although unproven, some biographers assert that this feud may have influenced the Nobel Committee's decision. Neither inventor ever received the prize, despite both being nominated, Edison in 1915 and Tesla in 1937. Awards and recognitions, 1892 to 1939. Despite financial instability, Tesla remained a respected figure, earning numerous honors during his lifetime, including Grand Officer of the Order of St. Sava, Serbia, 1892. Elliott Crescent Medal, Franklin Institute, 1894. AIEE Edison Medal, 1916, one of his most prestigious American recognitions. Grand Cross of the Order of the White Lion, Czechoslovakia, 1937. Medal of the University of Paris, 1937. Order of the White Eagle, Yugoslavia, 1936. Ozone therapy and brainwave experiments. In the early 20th century, Tesla sought to market medical applications of electricity. Through the Tesla Ozone Company, 1900, he sold a therapeutic gel made by infusing oils with ozone via his Tesla coil. He also attempted to create a room sterilizer for hospitals using ozone. In 1912, he proposed an experimental method for enhancing student intelligence using high-frequency electromagnetic fields. Tesla described classrooms electrically saturated with infinitesimal waves, which he claimed would stimulate mental development. This proposal was tentatively approved by NYC School Superintendent William H. Maxwell, though it was never implemented. Radar-like concepts and wartime innovation. In 1917, Tesla theorized a method for detecting submarines using reflected high-frequency electric waves, visualized on a fluorescent screen. Although incorrect about such waves penetrating water, Tesla's broad concept resembled radar. French physicist Émile Girardot later acknowledged Tesla's foresight, calling it a correct dream. Vertical takeoff aircraft, VTOL. In 1928, Tesla received U.S. patent 1,655,114 for a VTOL biplane design that could tilt in flight to transition from vertical lift to forward flight. Although technologically unfeasible at the time, Tesla believed the aircraft could be produced for under $1,000. Decline and hotel hopping, 1920s, 1930s. By 1928, Tesla had no laboratory or consistent funding. He moved frequently among hotels in New York City. Waldorf Astoria, 1900 to 1922. St. Regis Hotel, evicted in 1923 due to unpaid bills. Hotel Pennsylvania, Hotel Governor Clinton, and others, each eventually evicting him for debt. During this period, Tesla became increasingly reclusive, developing a deep attachment to pigeons, particularly an injured white pigeon for whom he spent over $2,000, $37,570 in 2024 dollars. He reportedly constructed a support device to help her recover from injuries. Westinghouse support and final years. In 1934, Tesla moved into the Hotel New Yorker, where Westinghouse Electric began providing a $125 monthly stipend and covered his rent. This support, described by biographer Mark Seifer as a consulting fee settlement, was motivated by concern over the company's public image given Tesla's impoverished condition. Annual birthday press conferences, 1931 to 1937. Tesla hosted annual birthday celebrations, using them to announce new inventions and ideas. 1931, 75th birthday featured on Time magazine's cover, received letters from Albert Einstein. 1932 to 1933, claimed to have invented a cosmic ray-powered motor and a new form of energy that contradicted Einsteinian physics. 1934, announced his Teleforce death ray capable of annihilating enemy forces at 250 miles. 1935, claimed his mechanical oscillator caused an earthquake in New York in 1898 and could destroy the Empire State Building with air pressure. 1937, declared that his death ray was no longer theoretical, I have built, demonstrated, and used it. Posthumous revelations. In 1984, documents from the Nikola Tesla Museum in Belgrade revealed designs for Teleforce, detailing an open-ended vacuum tube with a gas jet seal. Tungsten or mercury projectiles charged to millions of volts. Directed via electrostatic repulsion. Tesla had tried to market the device to the U.S. War Department, Britain, Yugoslavia, and the Soviet Union, without success. And that brings us to the end of Nikola Tesla's remarkable, and often tragic, later years. A man ahead of his time, misunderstood by many, but never forgotten. If you found this story as fascinating as we did, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss more deep dives into the minds that shaped our world. This is Wise Rulers, where we uncover the legacies of history's greatest thinkers. Thanks for watching, and remember, true genius never fades.